What's going on, guys? Patrick here, bringing you a brand new video today. We got another killer video for you guys full of information. Today I want to talk to you guys exactly what cryptocurrencies and stocks I'm looking to pick up during this time. We went a little bit over this in one of the previous videos. However, we're going to go into a lot more detail right now. We're also going to be looking at some technical analysis and trades for Bitcoin coming up and what I expect to happen in the near future. So make sure you guys stay tuned all the way until the end because we're going to have a ton of information being brought to you in this video. Before we get started with that though, if you guys are interested in making money with cryptocurrency even while the market is down, make sure you check out the link in the description or the first link in the comments for the cryptocurrency trade alert group. I post every single one of the trades that brought me to a six-figure portfolio in this group. So if you're a complete beginner, if you don't have time to do technical analysis, if you don't know how to do technical analysis, you can copy my exact trade. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to set up, and after that, profits are taken automatically for you. So it becomes very, very passive. We have altcoin trades, we have leverage trades, and we have the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space, full of people ready and able to answer any question that you could possibly have 24/7. And during this time, I know things are hard for a lot of people, so I've extended our 80% off. So your first month is only $10. We're breaking all barriers to get in, and we are going to be keeping that going while, of course, there is this hard time and markets are suffering, just to help out as many people as I can. We just told you guys before, we recently had somebody who was able to double his portfolio in just a few months, and we were also able to secure a nice little Bitcoin short entering around this range and securing the short that went down all the way over here. And as you guys can tell, we had a wick that came and hit our first take profit, thankfully, before we had another stop loss hunt come in, a huge candle wick that came in. And talking about that candle wick, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I saw it was a pretty large order that came in that caused a significant pump in this market. Imagine being able to place a couple of orders and move Bitcoin's price from, $5,800 all the way up to $6,650. That's an absolutely huge move, and I believe one that was looked to, hit stop losses for people that were in shorts just like myself. Thankfully, we were able to secure our profit, and that's because we were able to enter at the right time. We didn't enter too soon, we didn't enter too late, we entered at the right time. We set the perfect take profits, as you guys can see. So thankfully, we were able to come out profitable there. And this market has been providing a ton of opportunities for everybody that's been keeping an eye out on, and everybody that knows what they're doing, right? This is a time where a lot of people lose, and in general, a lot of people lose in every market. However, this is a time also where if you know what you're doing, it can be very, very profitable. Now, in the short-term time frame, before we dive into what exactly I'm looking to buy, and again, this is going to be, I think one of them might be a little bit of a surprise to people that are new to the channel, but the other one, definitely not a surprise. And then we're gonna go into moving on about how I'm planning on building wealth during this period, right? Making a good chunk of money, not just 1 or 2 trades here or there, but how I'm actually looking to be able to capitalize significantly on this move or on this downward action that we're seeing in overall markets, right? So starting with a 1 hour, this last candle ripped up above our EMA ribbon. Now with the EMA ribbon being so close together, I'm staying away from the 1 hour time frame, waiting for us to see a little more of what's going to happen. This move before, obviously, we were in a downtrend. We broke below. Everything very, very traditional, same as we always see it. Found resistance, bounced off the resistance again, bounced off the resistance, and you were able to capitalize on these if you were keeping your eye out on. But then something like this that comes in with a few large orders being placed and the EMA ribbon getting all tight together, to me right now, no definitive trend on the 1 hour chart. I'm just keeping an eye out on to see what exactly happens. Pretty similar on the 4 hour. You can see it's very, very clumped together, the ribbons, which to me means that we could see moves that are above and below. So there is no clear direction on the overall trend, which is something I like to keep in mind when I'm going to be setting up trades. You guys can see again, we broke below here. Look what happened. We traded below, we found resistance, we bounced all the way down. Of course, some big moves, some big sell orders came here as well, but for the most part, we were found resistance here as well, seeing if we were going to break above, and then we did see that break above. So keeping it out on that, I think the EMA ribbons, you guys know, some of my favorite, or probably one of my favorite indicators to determine the overall trend of the market. But in times like this where we get these crazy sell orders and things start getting all clumped together, it's best to sit back, wait for the market to come to you, wait for the trades to come to you, because we're in no rush. However, you'll see the daily time frames, one we've been talking about for some time. Are we going to trade sideways, or were we expecting a little bit of a pump in order to catch up to the EMA ribbon? We talked about this in some previous videos, and that came perfectly. As you guys can tell, we came back up to touch it. We usually don't get these big gaps for a very long time. It was very easy to see what was going to happen from there. And from there, like I said, we saw the move up. We came to touch the resistance. Now we are waiting to see 2 rejections so far at the resistance. We're going to wait to see if this is an opportunity to catch a potential short, or if we are going to be pumping straight through this. A break above the daily EMA ribbon, I think very bullish, and could lead us up back into the 5 figures, the $10,000 plus, and then we'll see where we go from there. To me, it's pretty likely right now that Bitcoin is going to recover faster than the traditional markets. Do you want to be 100% in crypto? That's not advised. Usually people recommend, diversifying your investments just to make sure you are safe. However, I know a lot of people are 100% in crypto, and if that's you, that's 100% up to you. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I do expect, like I said, the Bitcoin to recover, the crypto market to recover sooner than the stock market, because that usually we see that tends to be the case. Bitcoin moves a lot faster, and the stock market usually, at least the last time we saw this type of big drop, it took a little bit of time in order to recover. But one altcoin that I'm picking up right now is Engine. I'm looking at picking Engine up because, one, at very strong support down in these levels. I've been picking it up for some time. I think Engine is one of the best altcoins that are actually doing things, not necessarily hyping themselves up all the time. They get news and they get, press about them when they do good things, which is quite frequent, but for the most part, they are head down working to actually solve a real problem. And if you haven't checked them out, you might want to go ahead and do so. Not telling you guys what to do, not telling you guys to buy anything. This is just what I'm looking at picking up. And the second cryptocurrency I'm looking at picking up should be no surprise, but I plan on holding a good amount of Bitcoin during this time. So it's either going to be holding my Bitcoin or looking at dollar cost average at lower levels to buy into more Bitcoin. And I told you guys exactly what those levels were previously. If you guys haven't seen those, go back and check it out. Hint, it's gonna be around the $3,000 mark. If we do drop there, I have some buy orders set ready to scoop up some cheap Bitcoin. But if you guys want more detail on that, like I said, I talked about that in a previous video, and that's pretty much it when it comes to cryptos. I like Engine, XRP is a good one, and then I want to hold a good amount of Bitcoin because I think Bitcoin is going to be the first one to move, and being the biggest one, being the main name, right, the king, I think that's one to keep an eye out on. Now, in terms of the market today, $173 billion in market cap. We're up a little bit. We saw 140 the other day, 150. Now we're up to 170. Bitcoin's up 2% in the last 24 hours, meaning all coins are probably being pushed up, and we are seeing an overall green day. Status is up, MCO is up. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are hyped up, and they're up as well because we saw the 5 coins to 5 million that came out, and of course that was leaked a little bit, so all that information, people buying into those specific cryptocurrencies, we are seeing coins like crypto.com go up, MCO, Status, a bunch of these cryptocurrencies are moving up because of that. But overall, Bitcoin being green, dragging the rest of the market up. No surprise whatsoever. They're the biggest loser. Hedera, Wax, Bitcoin, Coin, no cryptocurrency is at a double-digit loss for the day. Which again is probably due to Bitcoin being green, but we only have one on the green side anyways. Now, stocks that I'm looking to pick up, and I talked a little bit about this before, but I want to go into more detail. Boeing, one that I'm looking at picking up. Reason, it's at $98 right now. Its high was all over here, $446. If we drag this to the very top, that's a almost 400% gain for a stock if it were to recover back to its all-time high. Now, the thing with Boeing, they had a lot of good stuff going on previously and then a lot of bad stuff going on in the more recent times. So that might be an inflated price that we see here, which might take longer for us to go back to recover to. But either way, to me, the upside for Boeing right now is very high. And if you guys are looking at picking up stocks, you guys want an easy place to pick up stocks, I have a link to Robinhood down below. You guys get free stocks just for signing up. You guys can get a free stock range anywhere from like $5 to $200. So you might just get $200 of free stock, which is not bad at all if you guys do sign up with the link down below. Why not get some free money, especially during this time? No harm there. So Boeing is one of them, big upside. an airline company to me, similar to the other one I'm going to be talking about, which is Delta Airlines, which to me also has a very huge upside. Not saying that it's fully down at this moment, not saying the stock market doesn't have any more to go down. Same with any market, dollar cost averaging is the way to go, but having a low recently of like $19, just let's say 20, and a high of 63, there's a lot of upside here too. 228%, you guys can see, on its way up. And to me, airlines are one that are suffering majorly because obviously not just the overall market's down, but the coronavirus, right? It's limiting a lot of travel. So airline stocks are taking a hit. Airline companies are taking a hit. And do I expect that to go away once the coronavirus issue disappears? Yes, I expect that to go away. So I'm looking at picking up airline stocks, airline, hospitality. All of those industries are suffering majorly right now because of what's going on in the world. And I don't expect them to simply disappear. So I do expect when things, when we get through this time, I do expect to see them recover maybe faster than some of the other ones. That's one I'm keeping it out on. And of course, the tech stocks I'm looking at, Apple, Facebook, I think those are two very, very good ones. Warren Buffett is apparently investing more in Apple, in Bank of America, and in Southwest Airlines. I also saw an article that he bought more Delta. He has been one of the biggest positions that he has is in Delta Airlines. And again, one of the other ones is Southwest. So looking at airline companies, tech companies, and banks is one that he's very, very known for. He's known to investing in Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all ones that I think could see very good upside as well. But to me, tech companies, Apple, Facebook, both looking very, very good. And then airlines, hospitality, Delta, Boeing, to me, all ones that I'm looking to pick up. And if you guys want to pick them up, like I said, and get free money while you're at it, link down below for Robinhood. Probably the easiest way to pick up any stock for beginners. Now, Tron, we haven't talked about Tron in some time, but they came out with some news as well. They reported a recent milestone. Just want to update you guys because there's not much news going on in the actual crypto space. Tron exceeded 30,000 for the total contracts created on Tron. It has exceeded 30,000, a little bit of a milestone for them. When not much is going on, there's not much to talk about. I guess we're going to stick to doing these milestones. And unfortunately, for some reason, my computer does not want to load the next article. However, it was discussing the fact that Bitcoin was created for a financial crisis. The last time we saw, that's when the Bitcoin started to become a thing, started to get more and more people hearing about it in very small scales. Here we are. So Bitcoin was designed for a financial crisis. And so far it's working. Of course, it's not up while the markets are down. By no means is that expected, I think, of Bitcoin, but just keeping in mind that this was why it was created, and we are seeing people print out more money, which is pretty much what lots of people are looking at as creating value from thin air, which is impossible. What they're doing is causing inflation, which is basically taking value away from money that people already own, which is a disgusting thing in my opinion. To me, inflation is theft. People have money, you decide I'm gonna print more money, so now their money is worth less, they can buy less for, their buying power is less because I wanted to print more money. It's not good, and that's one of the reasons why, of course, I think Bitcoin has a big advantage to traditional fiat currency, at least, especially those that are not backed by anything, especially those that can be printed from thin air, like we are seeing happen or potentially happen right now. I saw news of like $4 billion potentially being, or $4 trillion potentially being printed. Blows my mind. Keep your eye out on that stuff. This is why Bitcoin was created. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, letting me know what you think of everything going on right now, what other content you guys want to see. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another video.